Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Dan Hendriksen here. We are at Ashbury Golf Resort. I'm up here with Lee and we are doing a little review today on a small product. Now, during lockdown, I had so many questions that came to me with regards to people building home studios, and one of the key things that you need for a good home studio is a decent launch monitor. Now, launch monitors were like gold dust during the lockdown period, so companies were really struggling to get them out and actually running out of product. Garmin have launched a new launch monitor, and I thought today Lee and I could test it, see how it works, and give you some feedback on it. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel and you like what you're seeing from this golf channel, then make sure you subscribe. Remember, it's free. Leave a comment and give us a thumbs up. Let's go and catch up with Lee and see what this new Garmin product is all about. Lee,
Dan,
what have you got in your hands?
we've got the Garmin Approach R10 personal launch monitor.
Wow.
Wowzers.
And all of this product is around the sort of £500 mark?
Yep, around £500, which when you compare it to the launch monitors we use, it's a massive saving. And there's also a saving compared to what I used to use with SkyTrack. It's a quarter of the price of SkyTrack. So if it's as good as that, but cheaper, then it's a big tick in my book.
Okay, so I want you to open up the box and just show everybody what is in the box for the initial get-go.
Okay, in the box then, standard instructions.
Okay.
We'll probably have to come back, but
We
being
will
men,
have to get to those.
we shall try first and then come to the instructions. So inside the box you get like this leatherette pouch, but it's quite firm, so
Yeah, it looks solid,
offers
yeah.
it a bit of protection.
Yeah.
Unzip it.
Looks small enough that just slide into your golf bag.
Yes, I mean it's
Hand size.
smaller than hand size.
Yeah.
It's just a little square really. It's probably about 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres, I
Okay.
would guess. Then inside, charging cable,
Yeah.
obviously needed. And then these two are together. So inside there is a phone holder, and then you get a little clip where it clips on there. So obviously the app can be open and you can clip it to whatever you're doing on the driving range or your bag.
Okay.
So it can be seen. So then inside we've got the stand, which has got 3 legs, so it keeps it nice and sturdy. Then we've got the Garmin Approach. But what I like is how easy that is to attach.
Yeah, we work with lots of stands, don't we, with
Yeah.
cameras and things like that, and that looks pretty solid to
It's
me.
just a magnet, but it's quite a
Yeah, solid.
strong magnet as well, so
Yeah.
it's not gonna
No, it's
come
not
off
gonna
if you wobble
yeah.
it around.
Okay.
And then we've got the Garmin Approach, and we need to just peel this lovely little thing off. So sorry, but
Off that comes.
oh,
Lovely.
lovely.
And it is tiny.
Yeah, I mean this is
Yeah, not
like
big at
finger
all, is
length.
it? Yeah.
No, it's tiny, which is what you kind of want. And you look at things like SkyTrack, it's quite a cumbersome box
Yeah.
to take to the driving range, but this can just slip in your bag. You can even use it for your warm-ups on anywhere you go, really. That's what I like about it, is the
So
compactness
first
of it.
impressions, out the box, pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it's well made as well. This stand, although it's plastic, it feels solid enough, like it's not going to break. You and I know some tripods, you can get a little bit flimsy. This
Yeah.
is definitely solid, and that magnet is definitely got some strength to it. Okay, so once you've taken the R10 out of the box, there's a few little things that you need to do first. And the first thing you need to do is download the Garmin Golf app. And what that app is going to do is going to show you visually what the Garmin is actually producing when it comes to numbers. So once you've opened up the app, you'll have to go to devices, and you'll see there it says Approach R10 connected. Once you've clicked on that and you can see it's connected, then you just come out of the device settings, go to Golf Sim on the bottom, and open up the driving range. And that's what we're going to be concentrating on today. You see at the bottom it says start training, press the button, and the driving range will open up. And then what that's going to do is when you play shots, it will visually show you what the Garmin is picking up.
So once we've hit some shots on the range side of things from the app, we're actually going to put it to the test against the GC Quad in the studio. Now, from my point of view, I was interested in finding a device that I could take onto the golf course that I could use in my videos when I do course vlogs, because I wanted to get a bit more details on ball speed, peak heights, how far it carries, all that information that you guys have been asking for. And to take a big GC Quad out onto the golf course with us can be a little bit cumbersome. So something like this device might work. So I'm really interested to see what it can do. So we're going to set this up for Lee using the actual phone cradle device, and it's just a case of clipping these two bits together. So that locks in there with a little arm, gives you a little bit of movement there, and then the phone itself just falls into the cradle, no different than what you'd have maybe in your car. Then what we're going to do is clip this to either the golf bag, or in this case, we're going to use Lee's Den caddy, which is right next to where he's going to be hitting the shot. So it's just a case of popping the clip into that position and then maneuvering the phone to sit in your eye line for Lee. So when he's hitting the shots, he can just literally look down and see where he's actually hitting the shot from the driving range. So to start off with, Lee's going to hit a pitching wedge, and in the bottom right hand corner here, I'm clicking on that. I'm going to click pitching wedge, and then that's sort of logging in that we've got that club for these shots that he's going to hit. Feel?
Good shot. I'd expect that to be 135.
135 carry and direction?
Probably just drawing left.
Just drawing left.
Yeah.
131 carry, and just turned over a fraction from right to left.
Pretty good. It's there or thereabouts where I'd expect it. The shot shape is what I felt when I hit it, and it's carried 131, which is where I would normally sort of be, 135-ish with a pitching wedge.
Club change. We've moved to 7-iron now for Lee.
Okay.
Okay, how did it feel?
Pulled left, so see if it picks it up going left.
Yeah.
I'd expect that to be about 168 to 170 carry.
168 to 170 carry. Yeah. On it, isn't he? Look, just slightly left. 167 on the carry. First two shots then.
Pretty accurate, yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed it. From a feel point of view to where you're actually hitting the shots and what you're seeing on the screen is pretty much what you'd expect to see on a normal driving range.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it gone a little bit further left than that.
Yeah.
Just because of the start direction, but the yardage is bang on and the direction is bang on as well.
Okay, driver for Lee.
Got that one pretty well. I'll go for 276 carry, right to left.
Right to left. So you got a bit of turn from right to left, and you reckon was it a big turn or was it just a subtle turn?
It'll probably be a subtle turn, probably around 270 to 275 carry.
Okay. So we've got the turn, so we've got the movement on the shot. We've got a 256 in the carry, so that's finishing about 26 yards left of target. Okay,
that's what I would expect if it was a spinny shot. So obviously I know I hit it quite well, but I don't know what the spin is. So if it's a spinny shot, that's where I'd expect it to be, but it felt like a decent hit. So it would be down to spin.
Okay,
the carry
well
distance.
Let's look at the spin on it as well then, because if I just slide across, it's going to tell us that that's spun at 3.3.
So if that was the spin of the shot, that's exactly what I'd expect.
Yeah,
mid
so
250s to 260.
So because you spin it normally, well, you should spin that one around sort of 2.5 to 2.7.
Yeah,
probably.
A normal spin for me would be sort of 2.4 spin, 270 to 280 carry. If it does come up a little bit, then it goes to 250, 260. So
numbers on that to what you're feeling is pretty much there or thereabouts.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Not bad to take to a driving range.
No, not at the moment, no.
Pitching wedge for me is around 125. That sort of mark, if I can get it right. 125. So I'm looking for 125. Not a lot of shape, ideally.
Okay, feel?
Felt pretty good. I would say that I would say has hit my number. Maybe a slight pull to the left.
Carry 120. So you're saying 120 to 125.
Yeah.
And bang straight.
Yeah, I mean, a pitching wedge for me should go, it shouldn't really move too much in the air, to be fair. Right, 7-iron.
Okay.
Slight pull, definitely going with a slight pull. Carry distance 158, 159, something like that.
So carry distance 155, so it's there or thereabouts where you said, but that is saying you hit a lovely little butter fade, Dan. Did that feel like a lovely little butter fade?
Well, to me, that felt like a pull. So that you can see the ball there starting left of target. So I felt like it went left. But obviously the difference was I had the club face maybe a fraction open to where it would be what felt was slightly closed. So feelings and then visuals, maybe just a fraction different on that shot for me. But the start position, I would say, is spot on.
Sounded good.
Oh, it's so difficult to tell on that. Let's go 255. Didn't quite strike it, got it a little bit in the toe. So I think that started a little bit straight, and then maybe because I caught it in the toe, it should have geared round to the left a fraction.
So 247, so not far off where you thought. You said there'd be a drop because you got it in the toe.
Yeah.
Started straight, went to the left. Exactly what you felt.
Yeah, it probably lost a bit of yardage based on what I got from that. It'd be interesting to know what the spin was actually, because we did it on yours. But 2.8 in the spin, it's a smidgen, probably a little bit higher than I expected. Because when I get it a little bit out of the toe, and this driver is quite a low spinning driver, I do get a bit low on it. So I would expect that to be more down towards the sort of 2.4s and 2.3s in the spin, but he's got it up there at 2.8. So maybe there's a slight difference there, but we would have to see the difference between that one and then the quad, which is what we really want to see. Dotted club face. The quad is on. The Garmin is on.
Lee is on.
And Lee is ready to go. Right, we're going to go 7-iron and driver each.
Yep.
And I want to see the numbers of what we're getting from these to see if there's any. So it doesn't matter what we feel. It's all about what numbers that it's giving us.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Go for it, Lee. Decent strike?
Yeah, good strike.
Good strike.
Yeah,
okay,
pretty straight.
let's have a little look at what it got. Oh my word. Okay, let's look at this. 180 in the carry, 180 carry, 180 carry. Well, 29 yards right of target.
That's saying 7 yards right.
That's saying 7 yards right, but both going slightly right. The Garmin maybe being a fraction more extreme in that.
Yep.
Okay, which one felt more like?
That one.
Okay, so quad giving you what you feel
Yeah,
is
it was definitely a good
reading.
strike. It just leaked a little bit right because it felt a little bit in the heel.
I mean, 29 yards right with a 7-iron is quite a lot.
Yeah, that's
So
driver.
that's quite extreme. But we got the numbers right with the distance, didn't we?
So the distance is spot on.
5.4 in the spin compared to 5.8. 400 revs difference.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Is it? Is that close enough? If you're doing a fitting, do you think that's close enough for somebody?
I wouldn't use that in a fitting though.
No, I know, but this is the sort of thing that we're trying to get, isn't it? We're trying to get
it's
as
interesting
good a numbers
because
as we can.
they've got to the same number with different spins, so that must obviously say the ball speed's quicker than that.
Right, well, let's look at the ball speed, because this is the sort of number that I want to know for the vlogs.
So,
slide across. There you go, slide across one, and then ball speed.
Where is it?
There.
Ball speed, 57 meters per second.
Okay. Well, what does that equate to, Lee?
So ball speed is 57 meters per second,
Yeah.
which is 127 let me just get that back, 5 miles per hour.
So 128.
So 128 miles an hour, rounded up.
Quad is telling us 128 miles per hour.
And then club head
speed?
speed. So quad is saying 98.6.
Yeah.
And if we do some maths, that's saying 44 meters per second, which is 98.4. So that's
Wow.
0.2 off.
So actually, if you think about it, we have got perfect in the
Distance.
perfect distance, carry. Spin is around 400 revs out, which is important from a fitting point of view.
Yeah.
But ball speed, the same, because we don't give the exact numbers on the ball speed, does it? It just goes 128. Well, it could be 120, 27.5, like it was on the iron.
Yeah.
And then with clubhead speed, it's 0.2 difference.
0.2 miles an hour off. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
That is food for thought from my point of view when I'm going out on the golf course. Very good.
Oh, nailed it.
Bombed it, nailed it. It's a nailer.
Yeah.
Felt good?
Yeah, it felt really good.
Okay, let's get the numbers. Quad is telling us 275 in the carry. The Garmin is telling us 276 in the carry.
Tick.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a definite tick, because
Yeah, 100%.
you
Because-
can sense the way you hit that.
Quad doesn't do points on the ball speed, so it's close enough that it's immeasurable, isn't it?
Okay, so we're happy with yardage in the carry, aren't we?
Yep.
Okay, let's look at ball speed now. Ball speed is 163 from Quad. Ball speed is 73 meters per second, which equates to mathematics, Lee?
163.2.
163.2. So that's a second tick with a driver.
100%.
Okay, club head speed. 118 with Quad compared to 51 meters per second
So this
with Garmin.
This is where we see a little bit of a difference. Garmin's saying 114 miles an hour.
Right.
Whereas Quad's saying 180.
So that's 4 mile an hour difference. So that is a difference, isn't it? That's a noticeable difference. But
there's a big difference.
There's a big difference jumped out at us. And Garmin is telling us that Lee turned it over slightly and finished 14 yards to the left. Whereas, what did it feel like to you?
So I played a fade.
So you felt like you hit a fade. Well, that tells us that it's starting right and turning over left. So you wouldn't fade it if you'd have started it right and maybe moved it. It would have been a push cut. Yeah. So you should have started it a bit left. What's that telling us, Lee?
Quad's saying I started it right of target and faded it.
So they both are saying that it started right, but one's saying that it turned over to the left, the other one's saying it's pushed out to the right, and you're going to believe the Quad possibly over the Garmin on this situation, because it's never really let you down, has it?
No, in essence, we've got a 42-yard dispersion discrepancy on that one, because that's saying I was 14 yards left, where that's saying I was 28 yards right, and that felt correct. Okay. That's the shot I played.
So we've kind of covered what I wanted to cover from this today. Yeah. But there's a few other options there, isn't there, on that device that people can have a little play with if they're at home or in their little studios that they've built in their man caves.
Yeah, exactly. So like you don't even need a projector. So if you've got an iPad or have this app on an iPad, we've got a few little things. So we've got Home Tee Hero at the top, which is like a golf simulator really, a bit cartoony compared to what you might be used to, but certainly playable. The driving range, which we've been using. There's weekly tournaments, which I assume if you go online, you then can play against other people and there'll be a leaderboard. And then at the bottom, which is quite good, is True Golf E6 Connect, which is actually a really good, realistic golf simulating software, but it does need a separate subscription in order to do that. But from past experience having something similar with my SkyTrack, it's definitely up there with some of the good graphics-wise simulators.
Well, there you go. There is our review of the Garmin Approach R10. For me personally, obviously, I was trying to look at a device to take onto the golf course and use in course vlogs, give you some data, give you a bit more information when we're hitting shots. I think it's quite the next kind of generation for me when it comes to moving on with the course vlogs. But as a gaming device, as something that you would use at home for a bit of fun, just like Lee said, I think it absolutely works. If you want to get serious and get proper gappings, all of those sorts of things, then you're not going to get the numbers that you probably want to get from this device at 500 odd pound. I think if you want something at home that's going to be a bit of fun, perfect. I think it does all the things that you'll want it to do. Yes, it's going to be a bit in and out when it comes to sort of spin numbers, but to be honest with you, with the yardage side of things, it was pretty good. I didn't really see that we were getting a drop off or an increase in actual yardage, but there was a little bit of discrepancy if you want to get really detailed with it. We would like to hear what you think about the new Garmin product. Is it something that you would like to put in your garage at home or take to the driving range yourselves or have out in the garden? Put your comments down below. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel and you like what you're seeing from these videos, hit that subscribe button and we'll see you all again very soon.